Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our 2021 Sparta High School Marching Spartans virtual open house and season kickoff. My name is Scott Tomlin, and I am the marching band director here at Sparta High School. There are several items on the agenda tonight, so I want to do my best to keep things moving along, but I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to recognize our 2020 Marching Spartans. This bunch of kids was the most resilient group of students that I have ever had the opportunity to teach, and they truly raised the bar for what it takes to be a marching Spartan. 2020 provided its share of challenges for all of us, and we not only learned new ways to live our lives, but we also learned new ways to teach and new ways to learn. There were certainly negatives, but we were also able to take positives out of how to do marching band in 2020. And we hope to keep some of those protocols and procedures in place for 2021. Now, the we that I speak of is, of course, our wonderful and tremendous Sparta High School marching band staff. And I want to take just a couple of minutes here to introduce them to you. First, we have our assistant director, Mr. Andrew Lopez. There he is. We have our color guard and visual coordinator, Miss Lori Tomlin. There she is. We have our percussion instruction and arranging team of Mr. Phil Gallo and Mr. Kenny O'Rourke.
Hey, gang. What's going on?
And last but not least, we have, he's officially called our marching and music instructor, but he is so much more than that to our Sparta band staff family, Mr. Josh Wolf. And just interesting side note, Josh, Lori, and I are beginning our 15th season together here with the Marching Spartans, and it has been a wild ride, to say the least. So we're definitely looking forward to that and putting this thing together with the entire staff. So these are the people that you will be spending many, many hours with if you take the leap and join the Marching Spartans. So, as I mentioned, we did have some positives in 2020. One of the positives that came out of this season was our tremendous student leadership team. They really, grabbed the bull by the horns and made as much out of our season as they possibly could. We will be posting some information about the 2021 leadership auditions within the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that news. At this time, Mr. Lopez will be playing the recruitment video for you to take a look at. This video has been making the rounds on social media and throughout the school district. So at this time, you can hear from some of our members what being a marching Spartan means to them.
Hello everyone, my name is Nick Cortese and I'm in the drumline. So the reason why I stayed in marching band is because it's like a huge family. Everybody in the band is like your brothers and sisters.
After I joined, that big reason that I stayed is because I had not just friends I already had, but I made a lot of new friends and I just thought it was really fun and I was like, I want to do this again, so that's why I stay, for the people really, and then the music is also a nice touch.
Something I really like about band is I feel like you can find every single type of person there.
Been in band since freshman year, so 3 years now. I'm going into my fourth. And one of the reasons that I stayed was because I think that marching band, when we're all teasing each other and just having fun and working together towards that same goal of a show, it's really conducive to growth.
I have stayed in marching band for 4 years because I originally joined to try and find a community in high school, but I've stayed until now as a senior because it's turned into my home, and this is really a place where me and my friends can be who we are and just have fun.
I joined marching band because middle school band was really fun, and I wanted to, and someone actually recommended that I join. Yeah, my first year was actually really fun. I met a lot of great people.
I truly love the friends that I've made throughout marching band, and like having a common interest amongst all the people you love and being able to do something with them is a really like important thing to have in high school, and it's a really great way to get closer with your friends.
I think everybody kind of joins for their own unique reason, and you know, you can find people that just are really dedicated to the music and that's what they're there for, and then you can find people that are just there to be with friends and have fun. So every single personality can be found in the band, and I really like that.
It's during some of the hardest years of your life, growth-wise, you've got this amazing foundation of support, and I really appreciated it.
They're always there for you no matter what. Especially as freshmen coming into the high school could be pretty scary, so it's also nice to have a bunch of friends to help you out in school and on the field and every way, so I highly recommend you join.
All right. So that was the video that went out, and you heard just a few of our members really talk about, you know, some great things there about, you know, the community and the family aspect and everything that we really strive to provide for the students that join the band. At this time, I'm going to introduce you to our 3 drum majors from the 2020 season. Graduating seniors, Luke Simmons and Suvani Ranasinghe.
Hello, everyone.
And returning junior, Kaylee Simpson. And they're going to talk just a little bit about their time in band.
Right. Let's start off. Thank you, Mr. Tomlin, for that introduction. So, basically, I'm going to be pretty honest here. I did not expect to be joining marching band freshman year, but me and my friend JT made the decision to go to the day at the game, which was how they did recruitment our freshman year. And I think within the first minute, we looked at each other and we were like, yep, this is it. We're staying here. And here we are 4 years later, me as a drum major, him as a captain. So it's as much as I've grown as a musician, which I've grown exponentially as a musician, I feel like, just only through marching band. It's also about the family and the community. I would not have had nearly as many amazing, I think they're going to be my lifelong friends. So, and I wouldn't have met them if it wasn't through marching band. So, yeah. Dewey, would you like to say something?
Sure. So I'm Suvani, and I have also been in band for 4 years. And freshman year, I joined because my sister was joining, and I didn't picture myself joining marching band freshman year, but when I did, I had the best time of my life. And since then, I'm just so proud to be in the band, and it's definitely the thing that I've enjoyed most in high school. And I've created the strongest friendships and relationships with people in my life that are in marching band, and it's something that I just love dearly, and I really encourage you to try it. Even just for 1 year, it could really surprise you.
Yeah, just like Luke and Suvi, you know, I joined marching band because like I didn't really know what I was like getting into, but I thought it would be a fun experience, and I felt like I made a lot of really great friends, and I'm just really excited to like get to do it again next year. And I just wanted to put out there that, you know, everyone's really flexible and supportive in the marching band. Like, I've been able to do a bunch of other activities at the same time. So I don't want anyone to be like nervous about joining if they have other things going on. I think that everyone's really like welcoming, and everyone's going to be really flexible with you. So we'd be happy to have anyone, even if you have other things going on.
Absolutely. Thanks, kids. Someone's puppy is very happy about the marching band tonight. All right. Yeah. As Kaylee said, that was a great point, that we are very flexible as far as accommodating other activities. The two activities that unfortunately we cannot accommodate for are football and cheerleading, because we're all in the same place at the same time. Basically, we don't have the ability to clone people and make more than one of them. So if you are a football player or a cheerleader, and you want to join the marching band, I don't know, give it a shot. We're here. So, but thank you for Luke, Suvani, and Kaylee for spending some time and giving us a little bit of insight into their marching band experience. One of the things that we will be delivering to you tonight is the marching band student handbook. Now we call it the student handbook, but it's really the marching band family handbook. There is pretty much contains anything and everything that you need to know about joining the marching band, about participating in a season in the marching band. And I'm just going to go over a few of the highlights in the handbook. Not everything, because we would be here literally all night if I did that. So the first thing I want to do is just in section 1. Section 1 of the handbook is the purpose of the marching band, okay? It says the goal of the Sparta High School Marching Band is to perform music and march at the highest possible level. The members of this ensemble will spread the joy of music through public performance at marching band competitions, Sparta High School varsity football games, parades, and other public events. The marching Spartans are the spirit of Sparta High School. And we really do take that purpose and mission to heart. We want to make sure that whatever we do, that we're just, entertaining and being our best all the time, and really representing the school and the town and the music department at the highest level. So I just wanted to, for our newer folks that might be joining us tonight, I just want to give you an idea of what we are about, and the purpose and the mission of the marching band is really stated there. Okay. The first thing that you're going to want to notice is on May 17th, that is when our registration forms are due. So if you're thinking about joining the band, all registration forms are due at that time, along with the marching band fee, which I'll go over in a moment here. The late deadline for these registration forms is Friday, June 25th. All of the forms are found in the handbook and can be filled out through there. Okay. Some rehearsals that are coming are the main rehearsals of the summer. I'm going to skip ahead to the summer, are the mini camp and the band camp. Mini camp is always held at Sparta High School. It's the week before band camp. This year it's Monday, August 9th through Thursday, August 12th. And then a change for this year that we're going to continue, band camp this year will be held at Sparta High School again. Normally we would go away to camp, but obviously through COVID and quarantine and all that sort of thing, we are erring on the side of caution and staying at school again for camp. Now, the nice thing about this year is, as opposed to last year where we literally had 90-minute rehearsal days for band camp, we we anticipate having at this time a full band camp schedule just at Sparta High School. So rather than going away, we'll be at the school, and which could actually play to our advantage because the facilities at school are, nicer. We get to practice on the backfield and on the main field. Band camp dates are Monday, August 16th through Friday, August 20th. Okay. Fees and expenses. The membership fee this year is $250 for the marching band. Normally, it's about $100 to maybe $150 more than that when we go away to camp. This year, that fee is including food at band camp. Each student will be provided one snack and one dinner per day, as well as unlimited water for the 5 days of band camp. That money also includes pizza before away games, special breakfasts for seniors and whatnot, senior gifts, and other items that come up throughout the year. So that $250 fee covers a lot of items throughout the year. There's several fees for accessories that you can peruse at your own time. Things like your T-shirt, marching band shoes, gloves, things like that. That's all listed in the handbook. And finally, there's a pretty nice grid that lays out all the due dates for fees, physical forms, registration forms, late fees, everything like that. That's all in the handbook as well. Okay. And finally, the one thing that in the handbook that you're going to want to hang on to and just probably post on the refrigerator are the rehearsal and performance schedules for the spring, summer, and fall. The first thing on the schedule is actually tonight. So you guys are here, and you nailed it, and you're all here at 7 o'clock, and you can check that one off. You've accomplished that for the season. In April, May, and June, on 3 separate Saturdays, April 17th, May 15th, and June 12th. They are all Saturdays. We'll be having marching band rehearsals. We're calling them rehearsal camps. So rehearsal camp 1, 2, and 3 in April, May, and June, all Saturdays from 9 to 12 at Sparta High School. And these are taking the place of something that Luke referenced when he was talking to you guys, the day at the game. The day at the game traditionally is when we have our 8th grade students visit us from the middle school, come up, hang with the band for a day, rehearse, play, come to the football game. This year, obviously, we could not do that because of social distancing and numbers and limits and all that sort of thing. So to give you guys an opportunity of what it might be like to be in the band, we're giving you these opportunities. So the first one is Saturday, April 17th, like I said. So that's a pretty important date. If you want to, get a hands-on experience of what it's like to be in the band, that's the day to come to. Okay. And if you like it, and hopefully you will, you have another one to come back to in May. And if you like it enough, bring a friend with you. And if that friend likes it enough in May, come on back in June. And, we will keep taking members all the way up to band camp pretty much. Okay. So those are our spring rehearsals, April, May, and June. Right now, we have a Memorial Day parade that's on the schedule and a 4th of July parade that are on the schedule. We don't know if they're happening for sure or not, but we have accounted for those. Okay. We have our ensemble rehearsals in July. Every Tuesday in July, we will meet at the high school for rehearsal, and that leads us up to mini camp and band camp. In the fall, that's when things really get going. Okay. All home football games are full band obligations. We perform our halftime show for our fans for our parents. Those are full band obligations. Away football games are pep band only. So in the event that we are allowed and able to travel to the away games this year, those are pep band only. Color guard is not required to go to the game, but most of the times the color guard did go to the away games for the most part. And we do not perform our field show at the away games. We are simply in the stands, providing the support and spirit for our football team at that point. All the games are listed throughout the fall. We rehearse on Tuesdays and Thursdays after school. There are occasional Saturday rehearsals that we have listed there. And we also have our competition schedule. All of this schedule is tentative at this point, all depending on what's happening with our situation socially at that point. Okay. So we go through, right now we have our Jefferson Township competition scheduled for the 18th of September, Ramsey on October 2nd, and a big one, Sunday, October 10th, we have our home Sparta High School competition that was supposed to happen this past year, but now we are rescheduled for Sunday, October 10th. That is going to be an all hands on deck event, and I will be turning in just a moment, turning the program over to our parent liaisons to talk a little bit about volunteerism. But I just wanted to finish up the schedule. Anything that you need to know about commitments throughout the fall, spring, and summer are listed there in the handbook. Okay. Percussion and color guard students, anyone who's interested in the percussion section, whether it be the front ensemble or the drum line or the color guard section, they have already started rehearsing, actually. Okay. Color guard rehearses on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the high school. Right now we're going 4 to 7 o'clock. And drumline, I believe, is rehearsing on Wednesdays. We can get you all of those times if you're interested. If you are interested, you don't have to wait. If you're an 8th grader or in the color guard, if you're a 7th or an 8th grader in the color guard, you do not have to wait until the end of the school year to start coming to rehearsals. As a matter of fact, jump in now. The sooner the better. Okay? So that's our schedule. That's our handbook. Again, there is so much more information in there that you can go over. Okay? But I want to turn the program over now to our parent liaisons, Miss Christine Simmons and Miss Joanna Dames, and they're going to talk a little bit about volunteerism in the marching band and ways that you can all be involved with us.
Hello, everyone. I'm Christine Simmons. I have two marching Spartans. Luke Simmons, who you've already heard from, is my senior. And I also have a sophomore color guard who was the dance captain this year. And here's my partner in crime.
Hi, I'm Joanne Adamis, and I currently have Mia, who is in 7th grade in color guard, and hoping that my other daughter, who's going to be a senior, Isabel, may continue and join us. We should see.
We wanted to just introduce ourselves so you can put a face with a name. We are going to be with all of you through the whole season, starting in the summer. We will be able to answer most questions, and the answers we don't have, we will find out for you. We do everything from feeding the band and color guard pizza on Friday nights before the games to organizing all of our volunteers for competitions as well as football games, and organizing things like the banquet and the senior breakfast and senior recognition on the field. And there's so many different things we get to do. But we will be having a parent meeting on Wednesday, March 24th at 7 p.m. And we invite all parents, mothers, fathers, everything. It's an all hands on deck type of thing when you're in the Marching Spartans. And we will then go over all the opportunities to plug in and be a part of it with your kids. And the thing that we want you to know is how much we love doing this. It's completely volunteering and you will want to be there. It's a wonderful thing to watch the show go from the beginnings of it with mini camp all the way through to their championships. And we hope that we'll get as many parents as possible to join us. Mrs. Adamus, do you have anything to add?
No, I think you pretty much said it all. Just, we welcome any help that we can get. The more the merrier. That's our motto.
And you can see here on the screen is our contact information. You're welcome to call or text. And if you, for some reason, don't have our numbers, you can just reach out to Mr. Tomlin, Mrs. Tomlin, Mr. Lopez. Any of the directors have our contact information. And again, please mark Wednesday, March 24th to join us at 7 p.m. It will be at the VFW on Main Street across from the municipal building. And just come and find out what it's all about. And the biggest here is our home competition, which Mr. Tomlin did call out on the schedule. This will be the first one we've ever done. And in order for it to be something we can do, we need everybody to do a little piece of it. We have a group that's already started the planning process, and it will be leading us through what we need to do so that we can all figure out who's gifted in which ways and where we can help each other out. So it was nice to meet everybody. Thank you for joining tonight.
All right. Thanks, ladies. Just so we know, Mrs. Adamis and Mrs. Simmons are some of the hardest working people that I know. They are there literally all the time, and organizing the parents and doing everything they can to make this machine move forward. Having people like that work for you is just takes a whole weight off of the staff and the instructors' shoulders, knowing that stuff is just going to get done. So we cannot thank you enough for all that you do, and they could always use more hands. So so don't be afraid to jump in and do so. Just do something. If you don't know what's going on, just ask or jump in and start doing something, and that'll be your job. So they do a great job, and all of the parents that help us out throughout the year are absolutely the best. So we hope to see everybody involved throughout this season. Mr. Lopez is putting the handbook, a link to the handbook, in the chat, I believe. So you can have access to that.
Hey, Mr. Tomlin.
Yes.
Yeah, and I just want to mention that I just posted it a few minutes ago in the chat. I'm hoping you're able to click on those links. If you're unable to, just let me know. I've also posted a couple times throughout a link to a Google form. If you have any questions at all through the evening, you should simply click on that Google form and submit your questions. If it's something that Mr. Tomlin or any of the staff members can talk to during the presentation, we will. If not, we'll certainly get to it at the end with a little Q&A.
Yes, as Mr. Lopez just alluded to, we do have a Q&A planned for the end of the presentation here. Okay, so we will hang out with you if you have some questions for us. But at this point in time, we have the moment that I think you've been waiting for. Now that all the business is out of the way, we have our 2021 show reveal. Mr. Lopez is going to play our trailer, and then after that goes, I'll talk a little bit about the show. So please enjoy.
So there's been I guess, a small technical snafu. Y'all just give me one moment. I knew this would happen. This is a brand new streaming service that we're using, and it works really, really well. But I just, of course, at the big reveal, this would not work. So just give me a moment, and I'll get it right up. Okay. Once you see the music or the video going, certainly comment if there are any issues with this. Okay. Here we go.
The glories and the disgraces. I'm done, cause all this time I've been just one word in a stupid rhyme. So I picked up a pen and a microphone. History's about to get overthrown. Welcome to the show, to the history mix. Switching up the flow as we add the prefix. Everybody knows that we used to be 6 wise. Breaking up the roof till we hit the ceiling. Get ready for the truth that will be revealing. Everybody knows that we used to be 6 wives, but now we're ex-wives.
All right. That is the show, our 2021 show, Crown and Glory. That is the title of the show. We plan to capture the splendor and grandeur of all things royal, utilizing some of the music you heard in the trailer from classical composers like Edward Elgar and Mozart and band composer David Holsinger, to pop artists like Prince and Tears for Fears, and music from the Broadway musical Six. We plan on turning Castles Field into our own royal palace for 2021. This show is going to be an absolute blast for our kids to perform and for our parents to watch as the band develops through the season. We're very excited about it. Very excited about the idea of combining all these different types of music together, and just putting on a great show for you guys as the season goes on here. So that's our 2021 show. The title, Crown and Glory. Crown and Glory. It's going to be fun. So I hope you enjoyed the trailer and seeing some of those images, and I'm getting ready to go for it. And I hope you're excited about 2021, because we sure are. So what happens next? Okay. There are a few things that you could do right after tonight. Once you have the handbook in hand, make sure, first thing that you can do is make sure that we have your contact information. Phone numbers, emails, name, instrument, section, interest, anything that you think that we need to have, please make sure that we have that. Okay. Make sure that we have that information. You can begin to get your paperwork in order, like the registration forms and all of that sort of thing. Like I said, if you're in the color guard or percussion sections, make sure that you're attending those rehearsals. If you don't know when they are, the information is in the handbook, but if you need to find out again, you can contact Mr. Lopez at Sparta High School, or I can tell you right now, color guard rehearses on Tuesdays and Thursdays after school, and the percussion section rehearses on Wednesdays after school. So those are the days that you start to look for. And then finally, target that April camp. I'm sorry, I forgot the date. I think it's April 17th, if I am not wrong. It is April 17th, Saturday, April 17th, 9 to 12 at Sparta High School. That's our first rehearsal. Okay, so if you want to jump in, that's the place to start jumping. Okay, April 17th at Sparta High School, 9 to 12. That's our first rehearsal. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up the informational part of the evening. And Mr. Lopez, this is where I think we're going to start, open up the forum for some questions at this time.
Yes, we want all of the questions to go through the Google form. So I posted that just 2 minutes ago. If you could just put those in, I'll read them off as they come through, and we will respond right to those.
Sounds great.
So, Mr. Tomlin, it's possible that since you created the handbook from probably with your West Orange school account, you might need to change the restrictions on it. I think everybody who doesn't have those emails, they're not able to get in at the moment.
Okay.
So we'll take care of that, folks, right away, so you can all access that. And I'm not seeing questions coming in yet, but please take a moment to think about that and put those in there. So we'll take care of the handbook. And one question that I did see pop up on the chat, but we'll take all future questions, through the form from John, was how does it work when you play a fall sport? So do you want to talk to that, Mr. Tomlin, or?
I'm taking care of a handbook issue right now, Mr. Lopez.
I got you. So it all depends on the sport, John. The two that don't work, okay, we could just say this flat out right now, is football and cheer. They don't work, obviously, because you can't, all of those activities happen at the same time. You can't, go tackle somebody and then play your saxophone. It unfortunately does not work, or at least we haven't figured it out yet. But all other sports, if you want to participate in marching band, let us know what the conflict is. We have probably worked with that coach and with that sport in the past. Many of our members are in sports and do other fall activities. So we would just take a look at what both schedules are. And we would determine whether or not it's something that we could do. Our general rule of thumb is that performances will trump practices and games will trump rehearsals. So if you happen to have if you're playing soccer and you have a game the day of just a standard marching band rehearsal, of course you'd be cleared to go to your soccer game. And vice versa. If you've got another sports practice when we have a performance of any kind, you would be expected to be there. Most coaches are great with splitting time. If you happen to have a practice and a rehearsal on the same day, we can work those things out. There are very few situations that we can't get to. So what I would encourage people to do is, if you have conflicts, don't count yourself out. Come to us, let us know what the nature of the conflict is, and we'll let you know if it's too much for us. There is another question that came through. Somebody who has a 7th grader interested in color guard, can she get involved now, and how does that work? Yes. So the color guard, unlike the other parts of the band, is actually open up to students in grades 7 through 12. So technically, current 6th graders can be thinking about whether or not they want to join. So if you're in grades 6 through 11 and you want to join the color guard, you can get involved right now. You can come out next Tuesday to our color guard rehearsals. They rehearse every Tuesday and Thursday from 4 to 7 at SHS, and your 7th grader can come out and just check it out. They don't have to sign up for marching band or anything like that. They're welcome to just join us. The only stipulation is that they do have to fill out a COVID form that indicates that they've have no symptoms and whatnot. And if you need a copy of that, just email me and we can have those available to you. Okay, so let's see any other questions coming through. Because once the questions stop, we're gonna stop, and I'm sure there are more questions. So send those on as they come up.
Okay, Mr. Lopez, I sent you a new handbook link.
Cool.
From my Sparta account.
Okay, excellent. And I assume it's the same document and all that. Yes. Good. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so folks, I'll obviously, as soon as this is done, we'll make sure that the links are able to be accessed so that you can immediately start looking at the information. Mm-hmm. We'll also be asking the district administrators to send out another mass email that includes a link to the PDF for you to download. So there should be a number of ways for you to access this information. All right, let me take a look to see if we have any other questions coming through. Okay, got something else here. Okay, so the question is about how has more to do with conflicts and potentially missing rehearsals. So, okay. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Tomlin.
Okay, well, in the handbook, there is, you're provided 2 conflict forms, actually, that can be filled out. Let me just go over that quickly here. I'll let you know what that's all about. We have, so we use these conflict forms so we can kind of track, who is missing and when. Okay. We have excused and unexcused absences, just like you would in school. Okay. Those typically have to do with examples of unexcused absences. Like if you're sick, obviously please stay home. If you have a major family event, a wedding, confirmation, something like that, obviously please fill out a conflict form well enough ahead of time. God forbid, family hardships or anything like that. Funeral, obviously, any kind of life event, we're more than accommodating for. Things that we don't really love is if, you come up and say, oh, I forgot we had rehearsal. That's not really good. I have too much homework, so I have to stay home and do it. No, there is more than enough time for you to we provide a lot of extra time after school for things like homework and things, along those lines. All right. So basically major life events, college visits, things like that. Sure. Being irresponsible, doesn't really qualify as an excused absence. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. But we do have, like I said, in the handbook, we do have conflict forms that you can fill out, to alert us of these absences. Because one thing about the marching band, those of you that have been in before know very well that it is the one varsity sport, because marching band is a varsity sport at Sparta High School. You do get a varsity letter. It's the one varsity sport where literally every person in the band and on the field is a starting player. There is no backup for your spot. Once you start learning the show, you'll understand that every drill spot, every spot on the field is occupied by a person, and every person is vital to the performance of the show, which is why everybody all the time. All right. And which is also why, if you're going to miss, we need to know about it so we could plan accordingly. Okay. I hope that answers question.
Yeah. So, I mean, it looks like we must have had the most informative meeting ever, because we don't have any more questions.
All right. That's cool. I got to say, Mr. Lopez, it's very strange not seeing anybody.
Yes.
So I'm just talking at my computer. And
yes, I know.
People are listening and understanding what's going on. We'll see.
You know what I meant to do after we did the show reveal, Mr. Tomlin, and I never did?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Nice.
A little crown action. I would love for somebody, if they could put in the chat, I posted a new link that should work to access the handbook. If somebody could just put in the chat that yes, you can see it, or if no, you do not. Should there be any further technical issues, we'll obviously fix that right away. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you all. Cool. All right. So I'm going to get off the screen here.
All right. So if everything is working properly as far as the handbook link goes, I'm going to wrap it up here tonight and say thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending some time with us tonight. And we hope to see all of you very, very soon. And good night from the Sparta High School Marching Band.